We're going to look at this problem here and set up an equation and then solve. So it says Rodolfo has $2.55 in dimes and quarters. He has 8 more dimes than quarters. How many quarters does he have? So there's some important things that we need to keep in mind. First off, we need to know the value of a dime and we need to know the value of a quarter. And so what we're ultimately looking for is the value of our dimes plus the value of our quarters to equal the total value or the total amount of money that we have. Okay, so our total amount is $2.55. We know that a dime is worth 10 cents, and we know that a quarter is worth 25 cents. So we're looking for the number of dimes multiplied by 10 cents plus the number of quarters multiplied by 25 cents, and when we add those together, we'll get a total of $2.55. So this asks how many quarters does he have? So let's define quarters with a variable q. And we could choose any variable we want, but q will remind us that we're looking for quarters. And so this says that he has 8 more dimes than quarters. So if we talk about our dimes in terms of quarters, we have our number of quarters plus 8 more. Okay, so now that we're here, let's go ahead and solve. So we need to distribute this through here. So we have 10 hundredths times q is 10 hundredths q, plus 10 hundredths times 8 is just going to be 8 tenths, or you could go 8 hundredths if you want to. Okay, and then we can distribute this, but really all it says is 25 hundredths q equals $2.55. So now what we need to do is combine our like terms. So we have 10 hundredths q and 25 hundredths q. When we add 10 hundredths and 25 hundredths, we're going to get 35 hundredths. So we have 35 hundredths q plus 8 tenths equals 2 and 55 hundredths. From here, we need to isolate our variable term. So let's subtract 80 hundredths or 8 tenths. So make sure you line up your decimal place, and we'll subtract. So we have 1, this becomes 15, and then 5 minus 0 is 5, 15 minus 8 is 7, and 1 minus 0 is 1. So we have that $1.75 equals 0.35 q, because these cancel each other out. So in order to finish solving, we have to divide both sides by 35 hundredths. Cancel that, cancel that. We get 1.75 divided by 0.35. We have to move our decimal place 2 places, so if we do it there, we have to do it here, and then we bring that up. 35 can't go into 1, it can't go into 17, but it can go into 175. Let's check, and let's just say, let's try 5 times, right in the middle. 5, carry the 2, 175, all right, 5. So 5 tells us q equals 5 is the number of quarters. And the way we can tell is by looking back up in our equation and seeing that the value of quarters is, part of that is q, which is the number of quarters. And if we want to find out how many dimes we have to take and we add 8 to whatever our q is. So our dimes equals 5 plus 8, which is 13 dimes. So then here are the 2 parts that we were looking for.